Okay, awesome. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Payday, the best day of the week over here. So, I am super excited because I have some notes here. So, if you guys are wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I basically made my hand fall off before this call, trying to really think about all the things that I would train my brand new person on as far as storytelling. And I want to kind of take it back a little bit to, some basic stuff, maybe some tips that you've never heard before. But a big thing with, building this business is obviously using social media, right? Our team is very heavy on social media. There are other teams in this company that, I'm sure do door to door, word of mouth, however they work it. But our team is very heavy on social media. And the question that I get a lot when people ask me, oh, like how do you do this, or how do you find customers, or how do you find promoters, right? They're kind of thinking like, well, how do I do this without cold messaging? And that's the great thing about our team and our systems is that we were built on genuine, authentic marketing, sharing who we are. And, it's kind of crazy because when I think back about my journey in this industry, I started with companies who taught me to cold message. I've been with companies after I started Lavelle the first time, and I was, taught to do these different things. And never in those businesses was I pulling the amount of volume that my team and I are bringing in now. And it's amazing because it's like I was putting in so much work, right? So many hours of mindless, action just to see if someone would buy from me. Where now that's switched over so much to where I literally get on social media and I share who I am, right? When we talk about how we work this business, a lot of times you'll hear leaders say, I share. That's what I do. It's simple as that. And it really, really is, guys. It's sharing your story, right? So, again, I have some notes down here, and excuse me, I have the hiccups. Actually, recently found out I have a small stomach hernia. So if you've ever heard me voice and I'm constantly hiccuping, it's because of that. Random side note there. But storytelling, right? Sharing your journey and using your journey to educate and inspire. Now, a lot of times people come into this and they're like, okay, that's awesome. I'm so excited you're going to show me, how to do the stock cold messaging, but what if I don't have experience, or what if I don't have a journey, or I've never done this before? I've never had success. And right, I think that's something that we have to kind of take a step back and realize like regardless of your rank, where you're at, how new you are to this business, you have a timeline within this industry of network marketing. And that's the moment you decided to step foot and join some company in this industry, whether it was this one, this is the first company you've ever joined, or if you've been in, multiple different companies like I have, and you've been around the block and you've tried multiple things. Your journey doesn't just start with Lavelle. Your journey starts with the moment you decided to better your life and jump into something like this, because the things that you went through in that other company, or maybe just your journey in general of how you got here, those are things that you need to be sharing. So you have a timeline for network marketing and your network marketing career, regardless if it started here. You're most relatable, and I feel like I've said this on a few of my calls recently, but you are most relatable right now in the forefront of your business. If you feel like you aren't successful, or you don't have, this extravagant lifestyle, and I know I've talked about this on one of my last calls, is that, when before I got my 12K auto bonus, when I was running for that, I wanted a BMW so bad. And I thought, oh my God, once I get my BMW, it's over. I'm going to enroll everybody. Everyone's going to want a BMW, right? That's how my mindset was. But honestly, my enrollments only changed because my motivation, my discipline, and my want to continue to bring success into my life with this business, that's what continued to be consistent. And that's what continued, to compound over time to allow me to be able to have the business that I have now. But it wasn't because I had, earned a car, or I went out and got a nice car, right? It wasn't because of that. It was because I was relatable in what I was sharing that allowed me to get to that point in my business. So, guys, when you are writing captions or thinking about what to share for your marketing posts, your reasons for joining this business, wanting to change your life, all of those things are probably common things that people who aren't in this industry right now are struggling with or want to change, right? everything that I joined this business for, I'll tell you right now, like there's a lot of people out there that I know are struggling with some of the reasons that I joined, right? So I'm going to focus on sharing that and my story around that. So for example, if people are living paycheck to paycheck and you were there or you are still there, it doesn't matter if you're still in that kind of lack, like trying to earn your paychecks, and build an income. Share what this will do for you, right? So if they're living paycheck to paycheck, maybe you had no time for your family or freedom to do things that you wanted to do because you were working all the time. Maybe you're still doing that. Maybe you just need an extra income, right? Those are certain reasons that someone would join a business like this. And I'm sure a lot of you guys on this call right now, you probably joined this business for a reason similar to that or something, relatable to wanting more. So your fives, guys, when we talk about, using your fives for posts or, sharing, your story in general, I feel like a lot of times people come into this, yes, no cold messaging, girls. I feel like a lot of times people come into this and, they kind of think, all right, my fives, I'm going to list out bullet points of, five things that I feel like I can label myself as, right? So I feel like a lot of times people come in and they say, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a fiance, I'm a college student, right? They're labeling themselves with such vague, like just super straight to the point, right? It's just like, boom, that's it. But I want you guys to get deeper with that. When you're talking about your fives, and if you haven't updated your fives recently, or maybe you're just starting out, right? I really want you to think about this. When you are writing your fives, I don't want it to be just, I am this, I am this, I am this, right? That's all good and great, and that's going to help you out to some extent. But I want you guys to write out 5 reasons this business caught your eye. And I want you to list out what are the things that you had going on in your life that said, hey, maybe I should look into this. 5 reasons you decided to try the products, or what are 5 things you were struggling with in your life when you found these products that the products were an answer for you, right? um 5 vulnerable moments in your life that you really think that this business can help you either grow from or change a situation. I really want you to think deeply about those things, because all of those things, like I said, are going to be, I'm sure, things that others are dealing with right now that they want to change, right? And this is where, routines and planning your week comes into play. And we have an awesome schedule with work with me's and stuff. And I believe it's on Sundays. Christina Tammy does our plan your week. And that is something that has helped me so much with my posts, because I can literally take my fives, I call it my fives template, because it's not just who I am, it's reasons I joined the business, why I wanted to try the products, what they did for me, right? So those fives, they're going to help you choose a topic for, say, tomorrow. You need something to write a post about for your business. You can go into your fives and look at that template and say, okay, maybe I want to share about the business today. So maybe I'm going to pick one of these bullet points that I talked about, why I wanted to do this for extra income. So an example, guys, five reasons for me, like if I was picking from 5 reasons why this business caught my eye, I'll tell you right now, I was paying my car payment with my student loan refund in college. I had a $322.49 car payment on a Toyota RAV4, right? And I heard that we could get our car paid for with this company at the second rank. And at the time, the company I was in didn't even have an auto program. I didn't know that was a thing. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, here I am struggling to pay this car payment. I remember the night that I bought it, I told my dad I would go get a serving job and pay for it in one weekend. Didn't get a serving job. I was literally using my student loan refund money to pay my monthly car financed loan, right? Horrible. That's such bad money mindset. But that's what my only opportunity was. I was a full-time student. I didn't have money coming in and it had to get paid, right? So that was a very strugglesome time in my life. Marketing, isn't always going to be dandelions and I'm so successful and this and that. Yeah, that's great. But how relatable is that, right? Not everybody's life is perfect. And Instagram is absolutely a highlight reel. So it's so important for us to get comfortable with sharing the things that pushed us to get uncomfortable, right? And start this business. So for me, my car payment was kicking my butt. and I saw that we had an auto program. So that would be one thing that I might write a post about one day. And instead of just saying, car payments suck, or, so glad that this company can pay my car payment, go deeper into it, right? Share your story. So my post that day might be, I might write about how I struggled to pay for that car payment, how it was a huge stressor for me, how I literally couldn't afford to feed myself and I was asking my parents for money so I could go grocery shopping, but I was using my loan money to pay another loan, right? I was digging myself into a hole. I'm going to talk about all of those pain points. I'm going to get vulnerable with my audience, because when they hear that I'm a human and I relate to them in the sense of I have stressors, I've been there, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck and have to do, crazy, extravagant money loan, credit card bull crap just to get by, right? I'm going to be me and share that no matter how embarrassing it might be, no matter who might talk about me on the other side of the screen. Why? Because it's not about that. It's about what I can bring to someone else, showing them that they're not alone in their situation. So I'm going to talk about the pain points, and then I'm going to change it up and start talking about what this business has done for me in the sense of, okay, if it's my car payment, I've been able to have a fully paid for car now for over 2 years. I don't have a car payment, right? The company not only pays my car payment, but has allowed me to upgrade my car to something nicer and newer. And maybe you're not exactly there yet. Maybe you're still driving, a Toyota or whatever you have, and you want to get a luxury vehicle. Then talk about that, right? You can talk about all the things that pushed you to get uncomfortable to start this business, and how you're so excited because by this date next year, or whatever you want to say, you're going to have your car payment paid for and you're so excited to help other people do it too, right? It doesn't have to be that you have that thing right now, but you stepping out there and sharing that and being vulnerable and showing others what's possible is going to bring people to you because you're inspiring them. They're going to want to know what you have your hands on. So when you're in your post, guys, really get deep into what drove you to be here, or why you wanted to try the products. What feelings were you feeling emotionally when you said yes to this business? What did you want to change? Those are all key points in your story that are going to inspire somebody else, that is going to hit home with somebody else. I promise you, the thing that you are afraid to talk about on your social right now are the things that your audience needs you to share, because you will impact someone else's life tenfold when you get over your fear of that. If you are scared to talk about your vulnerabilities, then that other person on the other side of the screen isn't going to know that they're not alone, right? They need to see your post. They need to see that you went before. The same way I talk about all the time how Lindsay paved the way for me. She loves to say that, oh, it was all you did it, girl. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't be here if Lindsay didn't take the opportunity to talk about that car bonus in that little video that I caught a few seconds of, right? That's how amazing everything can fall into place just by you stepping to the plate and saying, I'm going to share this part of my story today. Captions, guys, making the first sentence of your caption something eye-catching and bold, right? So if I'm sharing that post about how I get my car payment paid for and I struggled so much beforehand, I might start off my caption with, I was so broke, I was paying my car payment with my student loan refund. And maybe I'll put like a weird emoji that's like, oh, that's bad, right? Because we want it to have an eye-catching, attention-grabbing start, so that way that person is invested in your caption, right? Because if you're pulling them in with something that's like really, whoa, like, okay, I need to read this, and then you're telling your story in all parts of your story, you're going to have them reading through and they're going to relate with you. You have literally, guys, 15 seconds to grab the attention, right? So there's a statistic that 55% of people decide to keep reading or keep scrolling within 15 seconds of seeing your post. So really think about, when you're writing your post, what is the most juicy part of that story, or what is the point you want to make? I want you to take it and move it to the top line so that way you can draw the attention of your audience. I want them to kind of change up as well. So if you did a really long detailed post today, maybe tomorrow let's do something short, sweet, and to the point. Maybe put a little bit of personality into it, right? I want you to be the same exact personality online that you are offline, right? So, anybody who has met me in person from this team, you know that I am exactly the same person that I am on social media. I talk the same way I talk in my captions. I go on my stories and I do weird crap. This morning, I was literally talking about how I need to take care of my gut health or else I'll be on the crapper, all day. And then I was twerking in the background to some music. Like, the reason I do that is because that's literally who I am. Like, if you guys meet me in person, you will know that I'm weird. I don't know. Like, it just comes out and it happens. So that's who I'm going to be online. And I want the same thing to be for you, because if your person is looking at you on the other side of the screen and you're being consistent and you're showing up and you're sharing all parts of your story, they're going to start to know who you are. They're going to start to learn about you the same way that you would make friends in person. Somebody on social is going to catch your post one day of you being absolutely so weird, and they're going to keep scrolling and they're going to look into your photos and say, hey, what is she doing? And then they're going to read your captions and they're going to learn about your life, right? The things you struggled with, the things you're changing. That is how you inspire people, is being exactly who you are. The more consistent you are and the more you share your story, whether it's, who you are literally, and you're just telling a life, story or something funny that happened, or maybe you're talking about, why you jumped into this business and you're sharing vulnerable points about that. Talk about your product story, right? I remember the first day that I tried Thrive, I was a day one thriver. I knew immediately that I was hooked. So I might talk about that experience, what I was doing that day, where I took the products, paint that picture, guys. You have the ability to literally paint it for your audience. Show them what was in the room, how you felt, the emotions that you were going through. All of those things are going to have them connect to you. And if they are meant to be in this business with you as a customer or a promoter, it will happen over time if you keep showing up. 95% of my leads, guys, I would say, have usually said to me at one point or another, I've been following you for a while. And that always hits home with me because I'm like, okay, I know how consistent I am. I know I'm disciplined. I know I show up every single day on my stories. I talk on live video, right? I am who I am. So if someone is telling me that they're watching me for a long time, they have to know a little bit about me, right? So that's going to make it easier in conversations. I can't tell you how many times someone jumps into my inbox and they say, hey, can you tell me about Thrive? And in the next 10 minutes, I'm learning that they know who I am, they live local to me, and they're bringing things up, right? And it's not because I'm going out there pouring, all my whole life baggage on them in 1 second. It's because they've been following my journey all along on social media. And that's going to allow you to close deals easier, guys. That's going to allow you to have easier conversations. Whenever we're training and we're talking about combos and how we're like, talk to your potentials like you would talk to your best friend, or talk to your potentials like you're dating them or speed dating them, right? Those things are going to be so much easier when you show up every single day and you just share who you are and what you're doing in your life and why you're taking your capsules at this time instead of this time, right? Bring your audience into your life. Same thing with stories, guys. Going face to face on your story and actually talking about your day. Like, I have noticed a lot of very successful people in this industry, they get on their stories first thing in the morning and they wake up with their social media. Obviously, they're probably doing their self development and whatever they need to do, behind the scenes. But when they're ready to get on social, it's like, you know, hey guys, like, doing this today, just had this horrible, extravagant event happen with my dogs. Like, I've been there. I've woken up and had, trash ripped through and craziness in my life. Whatever you're going through, and this is something I said to my mother in law earlier, is like, every moment of your life is an opportunity to document and share. Every single moment. Now, I'm not saying you need to take your camera around everywhere and just like be super unpresent in your life, but if you see a cute background or something reminds you of something and you feel inspired, like, document it, write about it, share with it. Get on your stories and tell your audience what you're doing today, or, how you had a horrible night yesterday, or maybe you had a panic attack this morning and you have tears falling down your face, right? Talk about that. Those are the things that are going to make you relatable. Guys, I literally started this business with negative $83 in my bank account. I was moving in 2 weeks to Los Angeles, about to start my life on my own without my parents, and Thrive was my income. That's all I had, right? So When I talk about getting my paychecks now on Tuesdays, I get on my story and I show them how emotional payday makes me. How blessed that I am that I stuck out and grinded for this long, that I'm seeing this business come to fruition in my life. And I'm like, wow, like this is insane, right? I'm getting on my story and I'm sharing that with people because I know that there's somebody out there who's struggling to buy groceries just like I was, or somebody who's in line at grocery checkout going, oh my God, load on their bank because they're like, they need to check their numbers in their account, right? I've been there. And if you've been there, you need to share those things. The things that you feel like are going to make people be like, okay, that is crazy. Like you feel embarrassed, whatever. Those are the things you need to share, and going face to face and sharing them is like amazing. If you can do that, if you can get yourself to get uncomfortable enough to start talking to your story every single day, I promise you in 30 days, you will have people flooding into your inbox. You will have people saying, hey, I've been watching your story. Can I know about this? Or, hey, I've been watching you and I really want to, talk about this or whatever. Like, going live on your stories face to face, allowing your personality to shine through is going to do so much of the busy work that you're probably like overthinking so hard right now. Um, Talking about your products, guys, in the morning, daily. Now, this is a big one because I know for me, when I am in the morning going through my stories, I have people in other network marketing companies that I don't even buy their products. I just enjoy watching them. I just love to watch them do their products and share their personality. And I know that people do the same thing with me. So if you're somebody who watches specific people every day and you're like, oh my God, like, let's go see what she's doing, or, oh, I'm going to go check out and see if this girl had, her baby yet or whatever. Like, we all do it, right? We have people that we're like girl crushing on Instagram. We're like, oh, I got to go watch their stuff today. I want you to step into that. I want you to know that you are that for somebody else, regardless of what your thoughts are, right? You might think, oh my God, my life is so boring and like I always look ugly and whatever negative crap you're feeding to your head right now. I want you to realize that that is not true, right? Other people are going to see you and they're going to find you making dinner or sharing your favorite recipe that you make for your family on live video. They're going to love that. They're going to see your personality, right? Your people are your people. Regardless of what you're doing, when you show up to social media, if you're being authentic and being yourself, you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person, right? You will have people on the other side of that screen, whether it's 500 people or 2 people. You're going to have somebody that's going to be like, wow, I love watching her. And you need to show up for that person, because if that's the one person you're going to inspire, guys, then inspire that person. Your story in the morning, for me, like I said, I have people in other companies that I love watching. So something that I started to do, like probably a year and a half ago, is every morning when I would get up and take my products, I literally prop my phone up, put hands free on, put a cute filter if I wanted, maybe add some music after, and I would literally just like talk to myself in my kitchen. And then over time, people started popping on my videos and they would watch me every day and they would say, oh, what are those little pills you take? Or, hey, I heard you talking about those balanced flat tummy pills. What are they, right? When you're getting on your stories every morning and you're going through your 3 steps or whatever lineup you do with our products, and you're sharing facts about them and why you love it and how you got introduced to it, those are all things that are gonna have people be like, wow, like, I need to get information on this, or her personality is really cool and she's not shoving this product down my throat. Let me go ask her about it, right? Be yourself. Go face to face. Make this a consistent thing on your stories, guys. If you can go on your stories, whether it be live video or just hands free recording yourself for the next 2 weeks, every single day, sharing your morning, I promise you, you will see your enrollments go up. I promise you, you will see your conversations go up. People want to see you. And when you get over that whole, like, oh my God, like I'm nervous, like, what if I mess up? Like, and you just get on and you be yourself, people are going to relate to you. The same way you make friends in person, the same way that you met your best friend back in kindergarten because you did that weird thing in the classroom, that's how you're going to relate to people online because they're going to know you for you. Again, share your lineup, talked about that. So I'm just going over my notes here. And if anyone has any questions at all, pop them below. Yeah. So another thing I had here, just a tip, is your story, guys. It's your broadcast, right? You have the ability to literally get on your phone every single day and share about you, your life, your opinions, your views, like the things that you stand for. And we have this, I swear, everything happens for a reason. The reason you're on this call right now, a lot of you probably needed to hear this tonight. I don't know. I really wanted to talk about this, but you have a voice, right? And I want you guys to use it. And I want you to share your story so loud and proud that you might get a little nervous, right? You might get a little nervous that people are going to give you backlash or not agree with you. But if you're feeling that little bit of fear towards that, I want you to know you're doing the right thing because you're being unapologetically yourself. Using that broadcast and using that story, it's going to get so normal over time that you are literally gonna, like, anybody ever like open their phone up and you press an app and then you close out of the app in 2 seconds and then like 4 seconds passes and you're back in that app and you're like scrolling, or like the thing where you go to the fridge and you're looking and you're like, wow, I don't have anything to eat, and then you walk away and you come back and you open it again and you're like, wow, it's just here. Same thing, guys. It's gonna get so normal. I promise you, like, my phone will die and I will be like, oh my God, I want to put this on my story. And I'm like, dang it. Like, I need my other phone. Like, it will get so normal. You just have to get over that initial fear of doing it. Another thing that I want to talk about is, using your captions and the stories that you're either telling face to face or writing under your posts. A super simple way to make a business opportunity or like an opportunity about the products, something like that, is to literally take your caption and break it up into story blocks. So what I mean by that is, say you wrote out a caption that goes over, let's use the car example again. Maybe I wrote a caption about, how I struggled so much to pay for my car. I was using loan refunds to pay it. I was digging a debt hole deeper, and then I found this opportunity. Car bonus at the second ring. Bang, they cover it. Awesome. Not only that, I'm helping other people do it too, right? So maybe I write my post about that. So maybe I'm going to take like little sections of that caption and I'm just going to copy and paste it. All right, take a picture of me. Maybe it's me with my car. Maybe it's just, me with some friends, maybe teammates, whatever. As long as you're in the picture, put an overlay over it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to literally take part of your caption, copy the top, maybe first little paragraph, post it on your story, save it, do it again. Sorry. Um, then you're going to go again, take the next part of your caption, copy it, post it on that photo. So that way, every time someone taps on your story, they're seeing another part of that caption, right? And it becomes the same caption it was underneath your photo, but now it's on your stories. Something that I learned from another leader in our company is if you do that and you have a caption in your story, that you did on the actual post, do it at the same time. Have that post go up on your feed and then take that post and break it up into a story slide for your stories. So that way, anybody who doesn't see your post, they'll have an opportunity to see it on the actual story feed, right? So you're touching both entities there. It's a really, really simple way to do it. Another thing is call to actions, right? So basically, guys, if you want to make, a super simple, business opportunity, take a picture of you, then put on there that you're looking to mentor new people, share major key points about the business. I love to share that we get free products, we get, weekly pay, we don't cold message, vacation opportunities, the bonuses that are out right now, community, right? Especially if you're on this call right now, definitely take a pic and share it onto your Instagram, so we can share that the audience, what we have here, they can see that we're a community. Because a lot of times, people who aren't really versed in this industry or never really heard of it before, when they see us posting, they might not even know that it's like a community thing. They might think you're just posting and some crazy lady posting about products, right? But if we share what we have and that it's so much bigger than just products and posting on Instagram, you might touch a whole different category of people. Yeah, guys, there's so much that you can share with your business and how to bring people into it. And honestly, what it comes down to is, are you sharing your story? How did you find this industry? Take it back to the very first day that you got introduced to network marketing. What was something that caught your eye about this industry? I know for me, I was super young, I was broke, and I was looking up to these girls who were only a couple years older than me carrying Louis bags. And did that mean crap to me at the time? No, but it was like, holy crap, she has an expensive bag. And I loved handbags when I was younger. So I was like, oh my God, that's so cool, right? I caught the vision with people buying nice things that I thought, wow, I could never afford that. And then as I got a little bit older, it became okay, I got to feed myself and pay rent. And these girls are living out here on the beach, loving their life, right? So I was seeing that and I was talking about it, right? I caught the vision very, very early on in this industry. I was 19 years old when I found this industry. And within 3 years, I was able to make it a full time income, a full time job. But it wasn't easy. And it took a lot of sharing the crappy moments that I went through along the way and moments that are still happening and unfolding every single day, right? Just because I'm running for 80K or Lindsay's at the top of the company, right, doesn't mean that we don't struggle with things day to day or that we don't have days where we're like, crap, what do I post, right? What it comes down to is how committed are you willing to be? How much are you willing to share? Like, I'm not saying you have to, write your whole diary out on Instagram, but I like to think of it as a life blog, right? I am me. I use Thrive. This is my life. I share all things about it, why I love it, and what it's doing for me. And in turn, I'm talking to people who are looking for the same things out of life, or maybe they were in a lot of the same situations that I was in. But I would never know and I would never connect with these people unless I was strong enough to get up and share the things that I went through. Right. So, I talk a lot about my journey and when I first got started, how my dad didn't believe it was an actual thing. And now he's my number one supporter. He's literally on the couch the other night, like, wait a second. So your team brings in almost $80,000 a month in products. Like, how do you sell it? Like, he doesn't understand it. But years ago, he was telling me I would fall flat on my face, right? You have to be willing to support yourself and share the negative moments of your journey because those are the things that are going to inspire other people. When I joined this business originally, I was in such a bad place in my life. I was a sophomore in college. I was so depressed, I never left my bed. I literally had an imprint of my body in the memory foam because our dorm mattresses were crap. And I was just on my phone for 8 hours a day trying to cold message people in my first business. Right. I fell into this hole of not going to classes. I wasn't eating nutritious foods. I barely had enough money to feed myself. You better believe all of those things I shared in the forefront of my business. Actually, when I came back to Lavelle on August 13th, 2019, I went live and I titled the live, Why I Left X Company. And people were literally contacting me on the side saying, "Oh my God, why would you do that? Like, you're bashing us." And I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm simply sharing my story." I didn't say one bad thing about the company, but I shared all the bad things that I went through personally from making that decision to leave Lavelle, to go to that company and work for 9 months straight and have a 1099 that is literally less than what I make weekly now for 9 months. I literally had to move out of my townhome that I was splitting rent with my little brother, and my parents had to pick up my half of the rent. All of those things were embarrassing as hell, believe me. But I shared them. Why? Because somebody out there needed to hear that. And I'll tell you right now, in 3 weeks, I went 12K after coming back because I shared some of the darkest moments of my life. Going through this business has taught me so much about myself and the things that I have gone through in the past and why I have gone through them. And if you have things that you relate to on a level of negativity or maybe, financial stress or, just dark places in your life in general, if you're willing to share them and they're not, extremely personal to the point where you're just don't want to talk about it, if it's something you're willing to share, I promise you're going to impact somebody. Right? This business, so many of us here, we have so many things that we have gone through that should have broken us all down, but they didn't, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And those things you can use to help somebody else become stronger. And if you want to go far in this business, the number one thing you have to know is that you have to do it with other people. You cannot rely on yourself and your own enrollment, and you cannot rely on people being a paycheck to you to build an empire. If you want to go far, you want to hit 200K, you want to change a lot of lives, that's exactly what you have to be committed to is every single person you bring into this. But the way that you do that and you find your people that you'll be an army with is by sharing the things that you've gone through and building trust with your audience. Do I have anything else here? I think that is all that I had for you guys tonight. Another little quick thing that I wanted to touch on real quick is like copy and pasting captions and like what's it called, like story slides and stuff. I know a lot of us leaders will make like generic content slides, or like we do things and we'll be like, oh, here's some inspiration. I really want to just pinpoint the fact that if you were taking those for inspo, please put it in your own words. And the reason I say that is because you can say the same exact thing that I said, but if it's in my words and how I say it, it might not necessarily connect you with exactly your people, right? So change it up a little bit. I'm not saying you can't, go use my ideas or Lindsay's ideas. Please do. But I want you to put it in your own words, or maybe change up how it looks graphically on the screen, right? Do something that's going to be fresh for your audience. A lot of times I see other girls in other companies using content that I made 5, 6 years ago. And I'm like, sister, no, right? So use your creative side. Every single one of you, right? This is a network marketing business, which means you're into marketing to some extent. You have creativity, I promise you. Go on Pinterest, look up story ideas, right? Or you can literally do network marketing story slides. You can look up Instagram story ideas on Pinterest. It will give you different cute little graphical tricks to do, cool GIF things that you can do to make your thing more pretty. Anything that you can do to make your content stand out is going to help you so much. And then something obviously we talk about a lot, in general with this business, is adding to your network daily, right? So all of this stuff that we've talked about tonight, as far as telling your story, sharing who you are, it means nothing if you're not going out there every single day and being dedicated to adding new people to your network. Because if you're sharing the same story over and over again, that's awesome, because obviously marketing has some essence of repetition to it, right? But if the same 3 people are looking at that same story over and over again, it might get to the point where they're like, okay, like tell us something new, right? Tell me something I don't know. So add new people to your network, change up your captions. Brittany said if you look up TikTok content ideas, you can find a ton of cool stuff on Instagram and different apps. That's awesome. I love that. She actually reminded me of a tip for reels. When you guys are scrolling in bed at night and you're watching reels, if you hear sounds on people's like different reels that they've made, even if it's like somebody doing something completely not related to network marketing, if you're hearing these sounds and they're giving you ideas of like, oh, I could do this to that with my products, or oh, I can use that sound for a business opportunity, right? Start logging them in your notes. I literally have a note section in my phone that says reel ideas. And then every time I hear a sound that I have an idea for, I literally write the sound down. I save the sound to my audio bookmarks in Instagram, and then I'll write next to the sound name like what I thought about doing to that. So that way, if I'm ever looking to do a reel, because we all know that Instagram is pushing those out first, so do as many reels as you can. But all of those things are going to help you get people in your inbox. They're going to help people see your personality. And at the end of the day, guys, we're all selling the same products, right? We're all selling the same business opportunity. What it comes down to is, who are you, and why is someone going to join you over me? Or why is someone going to join Hasey over Christina Tammy? It's all about personality and how they connect with you. Don't overthink it. Don't think you have to be me or Christina or Hasey or Lindsay. The world doesn't need another us. They need you and your story. And I promise you guys, there are people out there who are waiting for you to get uncomfortable. They're waiting for you to pave the way, and they're waiting for you to show them that it's possible. Because right now they're looking at you and they're like, wow, she's doing this. I want to do that so bad. Or, oh my God, she's so inspiring for stepping out there and sharing her story, right? The things that you're afraid to share are exactly what somebody else needs to hear. So don't be afraid. Switch your mindset. Know that you hold the key to changing so many lives with your story. I don't care if you think your life is boring or you don't do anything. I promise you, half the time I'm posting from my couch in my underwear. Like, I don't leave the house. I have 2 friends in California other than my boyfriend. Like, I promise you, my life is no more exciting than yours. Okay. related to talking about poop on my story this morning because I was simply like, dang, all I got going for me right now is my gut health. Like I get real with my story and I don't care, if people are going to be like, ew, what's wrong with that girl? Because guess what? They're not my people. Anybody who knows me knows I'm crazy and I will talk about whatever. And I'm going to be exactly that on social. So you need to be as well. And that is all I have for you guys tonight. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Obviously, we have tomorrow night's call, so make sure you're on for that. And let's get it, guys. We have a couple more weeks left of these bonuses, and I know every single one of you on here is capable of achieving that. Don't sell yourself short, guys. Don't think, oh my God, I can't do this. There's only X amount of time left. Like right now, even when there's a week left in the month, like that's a year in network marketing. So much can happen. Okay. So keep showing up, being committed, do the things you don't want to do right now, because I promise in 3 months, it's going to pay off. In literally 2 weeks, it's going to pay off when you realize how much further you've gotten just by the small little things you're changing in your business. And one last thing, if you guys haven't already done Lindsay's boot camp, or even if you've already done it and you're still running for a rank, do it again. It's not going to hurt, right? Doing the actions, doing the IPAs, doing intentional things for your business, doing them, what's the word? Like consistently every single day. If you feel like, oh my God, I already followed a lot, but you're bored and you're like, what do I do? Go follow again. Just don't get blocked on Instagram. Okay. So, all right. We have a couple weeks left, guys. Pedal to the metal. Don't let off. You guys know what you're capable of. Thanks for hopping on with me. Good night.